With it right here with who I started with, we something like a Spartan. It's going hard regardless. I'm from the 826 plus 5. Mo bitches, 8 Central Coast, mom and suicide. Ellie's arsonist. I step in the booth and cast. I gotta keep it lit. Engineer all my music. I work hard at this.
That's right, and we're back live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. Beautiful Linda Raza, man. We got the Monday night edition. Do me a favor, man. Hit that pinchy like. I appreciate everyone that's tuned in. To the new subscribers, welcome. If you're new to the channel, if you came over from Instagram, or if you came over from TikTok or todos esos apps, right? I appreciate you more than you know. Hey, we're here. Somos Chicanos. We're in Califas. This is our space right here. And just like you see in the caption right there, mostly we deal with Chicano, other Chicano channels, podcasts, and definitely brown issues, okay? So don't get it twisted. Before we get into anything, though, because we're going to talk about Fooville on this episode, the Fooville fight reactions, okay? Everyone messaged me, Mikey, what do you think? What do you think? All right, well, let's watch it. How about that? It's not long. I think it's 4 or 5 clips. I got them on IG, loaded up, ready to go. We'll talk about that, which is J-Rod and Mono, Fooville, the first event. They're alluding to a second, third, fourth. You can't stop it, man. These are Chicano-based brands. We got to back them up. This is the raza. Too much crabs in a bucket. Too much fighting each other. That shit is getting old. Is getting burnt out. Is getting played out, okay? If you're going to hate, go hate then. You know what I mean? Do what you do. Do what you do best, right? So we're going to talk about Fooville reactions. An American Cholo tribute. What a run. What a run. Not saying he's disappeared or anything like that, but I'll let you know the couple seconds that someone sent me of a clip. I heard him calling a podcast. Let's just say it's the American Cholo tribute. All right, we're going to give him his tribute, his flowers and everything, right? So shout out over to him. What else? We're going to talk about Lefty Gunplay, the Trevino brothers. Let's talk about that. See if we get into anything else, right? Maybe on the back end, we might get into Palestine, other things, right? You guys want to get into the laws and politics. Well, let's do that on the back end, cabrones. Why do we always got to do it up front and start fucking launching missiles right when you get here? Red and blue, red. All that red and blue shit is just meant to divide the brown. So that's why we're going to deal with that on the back end, all right? So gracias all the day oneers. Gracias to everyone inside the members only. The members only's had Skina on my back since day number 1. I appreciate the members only. All the Chicano channels, man. Let's just do a roll call. Why not? Northern California, who we got? Of course, we got Chicano Tube. That's right. And then, of course, we got Rascal Reacts. We got the Homie Hangout. Shout out to you, cabron. That rendition of the video that you did on that paperwork, cabron, that right there is the best breakdown on YouTube. The best breakdown on YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to talk about that or not, because for one, I don't give a rat's. You know what I mean? That stuff is just behind the wall stuff. Raskizi, I don't know if you're listening or not. Let me just give a minute. I'm going to give it a minute of attention because it's not in the caption. It's not in the title. And I don't even know if I'm going to talk about it. But the paperwork that got dropped the other day, which was a transportation habeas, but basically it alluded to the individual status and I'm scared and telling on the cops and all this other stuff, right? This is what all these videos that are circulating right now are headlining it, captioning it. He told on 3,000 babosos. I'm like, 300, right? He told on 300 babosos. I don't know, but I do know this, that no matter what you say about that dude, he doesn't care. Es un descarado, man. I mean, let's just keep it a buck like the other dude, right? He's still on the internet. Es un descarado. This dude on the internet, he's un descarado. Next thing you know, he'll say something like, yeah, I did it, so what? You're still going to like my video. You're still going to watch my shit or whatever. I personally don't, because those channels that all they do is talking about being down and out. All they do is talk about being on the linea behind the walls and back in the day and back when I did this and back when I did that. That's that old shit that's played out. That shit has been played out. But I get it for entertainment reasons. You know, the youngsters, because I go to the juvenile hall, I go to the camps, you know, they have tablets. They will watch YouTube as well, but they know the real from the fake. We've already talked about that too. And the youngsters here, like in Salinas, the ones that are super, let's just call them super active, they don't mess with any of those channels anyways. But anyways, that got dropped. It is what it is. Rascal Reacts, though, my favorite reaction channel on YouTube. broke it down to the ground. So yeah, told on 300 or whatever, that's none of my business, man. Que le vaya bonito a ese güey. Nomás es otro descarado baboso. But anyways, that's enough intros. Let's go ahead and get into it. But Death Row, I appreciate you, my boy. Denver May, let's go ahead and quick little roll call. Level Michael Myers, this is your month, cabron. Right now is your pinche Michael Myers. This is your pinche month, man. What's going on, cabron? What you got planned? Might do like what we always do here, which is celebrate Dia de Muertos, man. Dia de Muertos is a beautiful thing, man. It's I remember being in Mexico, walking down these long dirt roads to the pinche Iglesia Católica in middle of the pueblo. The ranchería nomás se va como un círculo así. Y son puros ranchos en toda la vecindad, pero todos los dueños de los ranchos se conocen uno a los otros, ¿verdad? So San José de Gracia, Jalisco, is on mom's side, and Cualcomán, Michoacán, which is all narco shit, is on pop's side right there. But man, this is the month to talk about that. So grab some champurrado, forget the dieta, get the extra tacos, and let's go, right? So anyway, let's go ahead and get into some reactions. We got a lot to talk about tonight. You thought it was going to be all paperwork or whatever that was over there. No, that just is what it is. I mean, let me say this too. The cold part about that whole bit, the coldest part about that whole bit right there is when you will come on the internet and you will act hard and tough and you will try to check someone else. And the delusion inside your head is because you got such a big ego. It's kind of like the pendejo that read the paperwork on AC, right? We're talking about the tattoo artist, right? He read it knowing he was guilty of the same thing. The only reason that delusion is so big inside of them is because their ego is this huge. And I learned a long time ago, I've learned some valuable life lessons from some people that have taught me these things in my life, that once you have an ego, anyone can hit that button. What you got to do is remove the button. I ain't got no button. You're right, I'm wrong. Whatever you say, you go first, I'll go last. Simple as that, right? I'm nobody. So you ain't never going to see Mikey over here asking people for paperwork. I don't care about your paperwork. I don't even want to see your paperwork, okay? But we might talk. Anyways, let's just move on, cabrones, before we go down the tangent on that one. That's right, Pete Dog, man. I appreciate you. Daniel Barry, Death Row, Barrio Tactics. We're here, cabron. That's right. Death Row again and Death Row, cabron. Well, let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's go ahead and get into the first clip. That way we can go ahead and react righteously over to it, which is coming out of Santa Ana, California. It happened this Saturday. I wasn't able to do anything on Saturday. I was a padrino, so it was downtime. It was familia time. You probably saw the photos if you follow me on IG. I post the photos of the familia. On YouTube, I posted the familia. We did a baby shower the other week, and then this week was going to be me and the wifey padrinos in a Sweet 16. We had every single sophomore from Salinas High School there. I went to church today to run the live stream, and all the sophomore parents told me, hey, yeah, my son, my daughter was over there at that Sweet 16. Yep, so it was a beautiful thing. So I wasn't able to go, obviously, over to this, but it looked like a great event. It looked like a huge event. Again, before I get into my analysis, I'm going to go round by round with you guys. I might call it and break it down with you guys, okay? Right now, I want to say this is that I'm 100% on board for supporting Chicano-based brands. 100%. Don't ever get that twisted, okay? We got to. And the reason we got to is because all we got is us, cabrones. Now that we got this internet, let's use this pinchy tool of the internet. Use it righteously. That way we can push each other, get each other to where we need to be, and that's it. And get past all the tribalism, all the you're from here, you're from there, all that shit, right? So support Fooville. Fooville 2 is going to be even bigger next year. I'm sure about it. Now let's break it down. Okay, that was a long intro. Now let's break it down. So here's the caption right here. J-Rod defeats Mr. 818 Boxing. Mr. 818 by unanimous decision at Foos Gone Wild's boxing event. We got the rounds right here. Let's go ahead and watch the action. And again, I just want to give credit where credit is due. This is coming by way of the IG page, which is called Hot Wheeler Media, okay? You don't ever want to get caught with a hot wheeler, okay, dog? If you don't know what that means, you're better off not knowing what that means, okay? If you want me to explain what that means, just drop a comment right there, and I'll explain exactly what that means, okay? You don't want to get caught with a hot wheeler. All right, here we go. Anyways, all right, let's go. Let's get into it. Round one, Tough Jim is in the middle. That's that fool that wears the high socks and tantaras. He went viral for that, walking out his house with the high socks and tantaras. Round number one, 20 seconds of action. Yeah, they're just emptying the gas tank. This looks like a county jail fight. I think they're fighting over a coffee cake. Maybe it was at canteen in the county jail. There were 2-for-1s. It was a 2-for-1 deal, and then he don't want to pay him back. I'm just kidding. Well, what's going on here?
Hey, watch that shit.
So Mono's calling a low blow. He's saying it's a low blow. They're not going to neutral corners. They're going to their own corners. Fuck it, why not? It's Fooville shit. So that stopped the first round with a low blow. Mono's throwing, but for some reason he's turning his head. He's turning his head. That's not good. You want to make sure you watch where wherever your eyes are, the punch will land. But he's throwing, and then we got J-Rod is all pressure. All pressure from J-Rod. Is this still the end of the first round? I'm not sure. Are we in the second round? Yeah, I know it looks like some people commented. It looks like the old school pinchy carnival fights right here on Sun Street and Salinas. The two dudes are just kind of emptying the gas tank on each other. Oh, here's round two. Okay, so they're 1-minute rounds, right? Okay. Mono, turn your head, fucker.
Fuck that fool up. Fuck him up.
Oh, wait a second. Okay, that wasn't a drop. J-Rod didn't fall down. Okay, he got matadored to the ropes. That means he was moving he was bull charging.
Come on, Mono.
I'm gonna go to the next round. Okay, second half of the second round.
Get him, Mono.
So they started out bad by emptying the gas tank. There's another matador. Why are people applauding for that? Wait a second. I'm gonna have to turn the audio off. Is that Tafu? I think that's Tafu applauding for that. Cabron, that's not a point. Cabron, he bull charged forward and bounced off the ropes with his 294 pounds, pinche libras. That wasn't Mono that punched him to fall forward because it's boxing. If he hits him and he falls forward, I get the credit. If I matador out of the way and the dude falls forward with his panza, as soon as he loses the panza, they ain't got no chanza. When he falls forward with his panza, barriga, whatever you want to call it, right here. Okay, no, that didn't happen. Then it's not a point. Okay, that was just top fool. You know, I had to correct you, cabrón. My bad. But that's not a point, all right? Death Rose in the casa. That's right. JC, big dog. That's right, my boy. I'll talk about that right now, big dog. Okay, this is the one where Top Fu yells like it was an uppercut that made JR fall forward. Oh, that was a right hand by Mono. Oh, man. Mono with 4, 5 shots, 6 shots. That was the best combination of the evening right there. Second round, Mono. Someone needs a wardrobe check on Mono. Whoa, short uppercut by J-Rod. Wakes Mono up like smelling salt. Let's go to the next round. Shout out to the Fu community. Compa Raider, Prime, Top Fu. Whoa, turning your back. Whoa, who threw her sweater? What was that mamada about? What the?
Show no mercy, man.
Whoever threw that sweater,
You gotta knock him out. Corner.
completely gassed out, gente. What do you expect? People that are making videos, drinking pisto, talking about fighting. Perfect fools, though. This is exactly who you want fighting in a main event in Fooville. They're characters. Little Mr. E. And the winner is Jacob Rodriguez.
Bless him, compa. Bless him with that fatty.
Boom. Oh, he feels good. Look at him.
This nigga gonna
Oh.
kill me.
All right, that's enough, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. Let me see what the people think about that. Michael Myers, can you tell us how we can reach out to juveniles in order to help, how to walk in the juvies and what to do except donate, possibly send? But hey, Level Michael Myers, it's funny you just mentioned that, bro. I just got I was gonna say Wheela. I just got a letter from Soledad. It was a couple youngsters. I got about 4, 5, 6 youngsters that are lifers. They got juvenile life. They're writing me right now. They're gonna send me their stories, bro. They're doing life, okay? Most of them are over here from Salinas. They heard about me through a mutual friend. They wrote me. I told them, absolutely, I'll make a segment and read your stories if that's what you want. They want me to read their stories. But how could you do that? Reach out to me on Instagram, TikTok, the email, chicanotubraza@gmail.com, chicanotubraza@gmail.com. I'll plug you in, my boy. I'll plug you in. Chicanismo United States, that's right, my boy. I appreciate you. They should bring back boxing events in the pen. Well, I mean, there was a once upon when I walked on 2B in Salinas, there was a punching bag on that yarda. But again, who's gonna use it, right? It's gonna be the other. It's always gonna be a pinchy other that's not connected to no group segment that's gonna use it because he doesn't give a shit. You know what I mean? Anyways, all right. So I'm done with that one. But so shout out, congratulations over to Little Mr. E, Compa Raider, Top Fool, and Prime God for a successful event. I can't wait to the next one. Hopefully I'm able to be there. But get a hold of me, Top Fool, because I want to be there streaming. I want to be right there in El Montón, cabrón, that I can't even get to the front and can't even stream and see shit. But hopefully I'll be there next year. But shout out to them, man. Let's support Chicano-based brands. Let's keep it pushing, man. Let's keep it pushing. Let me read some more comments over there. Death Rose in the casa, he says they're getting it, man. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, people like Average Joe fights, man. You can't, even if these guys had 3 months to train, they're still gonna fight like that. Because most people don't know shit about boxing. You don't learn boxing in 90 days. You don't even learn it in 5 years. It would take like a minimum of maybe at least 30 amateur fights, 20 to 30 amateur fights for you to work out some kind of confidence and skill and hone it in. But as far as jumping off the couch and throwing chingazos, yeah, that's what they did, man. I don't know about the decision. It was given to J-Rod. I called it for J-Rod. But if it came down to punches landed, what I saw, it looked like Mono might have landed more punches. But that's just from what I saw. Okay, I'm also a referee, judge, USA Boxing. Shout out to LBC 46. It could have went either way. People are choosing J-Rod. I don't know. I seen in an interview what Top Fool said, well, J-Rod is more popular, so they probably gave it over to him. I don't know, way. I don't want to assume that neither. I don't want to assume that they're fixing fights, cabrón. Because I never fix a pinche pelea. I want it to be raw and real and happen right in your face, right? But you're not going to be able to compare J-Rod versus Mono to Mile High Hustle versus Snowman. I mean, you're just not, right? When you get Snowman and Mile High Hustle in there, you feel the vibe. Oh, these dudes are about to bang. But when you get a J-Rod and you get a Mono, both these dudes, positive energy, they're both characters. They can sell a fight. They can hype it up. That's some fool shit right there. That's not expecting a knockout, someone's jaw to get taken off their face. But in my fights, you could expect the jaw to get taken off their face, right? All right. So let's go ahead and go over. Let's talk about American Cholo. I want to talk about American Cholo, man. So shout out to everyone that's in the comment section, man. You guys hit that pinche like, man. We're live on Chicano Tube. We're live in Chicano Street. Of course, we're live from Salas, where chavalas get balas. I appreciate you guys on Monday night. Let's talk about American Cholo on a clip someone sent me, right? I won't play the clip, but trust me, there's a clip. And so it was on the All Facts podcast. Shout out to them. We were just talking about them, right? Shout out to them. It was on the All Facts podcast maybe about 2 episodes ago. Maybe 2. It's not the latest episode. It's probably like 1 or 2 episodes, maybe even 3, depending on how much content they drop, man. And it was toward the end of the podcast, and it was Prime who was, next thing you know, American Cholo got brought up, and Prime's like, well, I'll call him right now. And he called him right now, and Top Fool was like, oh, shit, he's going to, live right now? Yeah, live. I'll call him right now. Watch, he'll pick up. And he picked up, even though there might be videos on the internet, gente, oh, he got issues with him, and that's all bullshit, man. It's all internet bullshit, man. None of us that are mature enough, that are grown men, are ever going to take this internet and just spill it over into real life. I mean, unless a pendejo comes looking for it like Norby's, but it is what it is, right? He's still getting up off the bushes and shit. Chingas, man. So it was toward the end, and Prime said, hey, I'm going to call American Cholo, and he got him on the phone, and he said, look, listen, man, as far as the podcasting thing goes, that might be a wrap. That shit might be done, right? I got too much things to do, too much things on the plate, and long story short, or long phrase short, let me paraphrase exactly what he said. You know what, American Cholo, I want to just send my salutes over to you, because everything that you did on this internet, you opened up a lot of space for us. And I'm not talking about just the YouTube yarda, cabrón, because really, you did a lot more than just the YouTube yarda. Once you join the YouTube yarda, you can't unjoin it. I know it is what it is. Once it sucks you in, then you're in. You know what I mean? I didn't want to get in the YouTube yarda. But when I ring announced the first Cholo Trucker fight, motherfuckers sucked me into the YouTube yarda. And started throwing shit, and all the fucking trolls in hell came after me. And I was like, damn, it is what it is, right? But what I want to say is this. I'm going to play a clip. I want to play a tribute over to American Cholo, a highlight, which is what I consider my highlight. It may make the YouTube Yarda Awards, which is December 31st. We're going to be dropping that right before the new year. It's going to be the 3rd annual. American Cholo's always made the YouTube Yarda Awards, man, because the show's popping, always had activity, and just kept it going for so long, so consistently. I got to give the cabrón over his flowers, man. Here you go, Gil. Boom. Ahí están tus pinches flores for opening up the space for a lot of creators, too. For opening up those phone lines, also letting people call in, give their opinions. I'm all about that, too. I want to hear from the people. This ain't a pinchy dictatorship where I'm just telling you what to do. Speaking of that, let me just drop the phone line. In case anyone wants to call in. So you did a lot. The Cali Mac movement was the only thing that the raza had close to unity. That was the only thing. But uniting on political differences is it's almost impossible. We might talk about Palestine and Israel on the back end. And we might talk about some of the new laws that got passed on the back end. But that's, to me, was American Cholo's channel. Very informative. One of the few channels you can get substance from. And I know he would come on here and shoot the shit like I would, and do videos, get dropout wars and get all this other shit. But to me, I just, when American Cholo would talk about that kind of stuff, I'm like, hey, that's all shits and giggles, man. It's all entertainment. It's all shits and giggles, man. I talked 1 minute about it at the beginning of this live. If you didn't hear what I talked about, Rascal Reacts, dropping that paperwork, rewind the live. But me, ese paperwork me vale madre, right? Anyways, back to American Cholo. Let's play a highlight of what I believe was just one of the most impactful moments, right? Impactful moments of American Cholo's tenure online. Again, I'm not saying he's disappearing, but it may be that, there's this podcasting shit, which to be honest, this podcasting shit is just, it sounds sexy. Oh, I have a podcast. You know, it sounds sexy. It's a lot of work and it's a production. And there's a lot of zeros in this shit. It costs a lot of zeros to be in this thing. I'm not talking about a free YouTube account or none of that shit. But it's a lot of work, man. It almost takes your eyes off of what you got to do in the real life. You can back that shit up too. And you never want to back up that because we never want to put our families, you know, on as 2, 3, or number 4 on the list. Absolutely. No somos animales, okay? We put our familias first. We put Dios first. We put our familia right there. And then we put cultura right after that. And then YouTube comes in the ranks. But let me play a clip from American Cholo, which was a highlight. I think it was one of the moments that he felt the most, what's the word? The most satisfied. When American Cholo was saying this, you could feel he was the most satisfied. There was a lot of redemption, you know, was in that because of what he said and who he was saying it to. A lot of pinche, no sé si quieres decirle venganza también, because what he had against the individual, finally, what went around came around, because this is the individual that read some paperwork that wasn't true, could have put him, you know, could have put him in a bind. Gracias a Dios que they didn't put him in a bind, but could have put him in a bind. Come to find out, the individual that was reading it committed everything that was on the paperwork. And now the internet has found that out. And that's a statement. That's a fact. So here we go. Drum roll, please. Let's go. Tribute to American Cholo. The best of the best. There are 2 clips, actually. They're 2 2-minute clips. Let's go.
Because you didn't know any of this. You're 2 brothers who are from my neighborhood who are half white because your mama's white.
I'll give you a good example. The Iron Jacket situation. When I seen that, I was like, fuck, man, this dude's too much, man. I knew his mother. His mother was straight, gabacha, good lady, Helen. And I knew his dad, Leonard, you know, older homie from El Loyo. I knew both of them, okay? His grandpa raised them because, well, I'm not going to get into his personal life like that, but my point is that he's Chicano and white. He has this thing that he has to argue about what race he is. Just say it, man. You're half white. You're half, whatever your dad is, you know, whatever Mexican or Chicano, whatever he is. That's what you are. You're not made from one person. You're not a clone, okay?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why you push all this ethnic shit, and nobody gives a shit. Just like my boy Droops, he's half white. Who gives a fuck, right? Don't talk to you. One doesn't talk to you because he gave you $900 for a tattoo machine. You never paid him back. He disappeared. The other one don't talk to you for the same thing, but also because you're out there pushing Mr. Azteca, Mr. This, and you hide the fact that your mom's white. That's why you say the seed of the man, because you're a fucking liar, bro. This goes, and that's why your brothers don't fuck with you.
Mm-hmm. Damn, now that's the fucked up when your own family don't fuck with you.
Your whole family,
like your own family and your own kids don't fuck with you. You gotta be a scandalous ass vato.
Don't fuck with you.
It's getting there. We're getting there.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Your whole barrio, Mariana Maravilla.
Wait, is he from there? Have we confirmed that he's actually jumped in?
He used to be there. Whatever. That's not the case. They don't fuck with you, fool. They don't fuck with you. Even Cali Legends Media came out. That's your older homie from your own neighborhood. They don't fuck with you.
You know, this ain't the platform for it. But you could add his channel pretty much to the dropout channel, because he dropped out of the neighborhood. And like I said, if he still thinks he's from Mariana, he could come down and we could talk about it.
Don't fuck with you at all. You will not see any homie, anybody in good standings fucking with this lame except the other bozo right here. That's all beat up, right? Your grown kids have realized that you're fake and you're a manipulator. Your own kids don't fuck with you.
Scandalous ass.
All right. So now we got the brothers. Now we got his homies. Now we got his own kids. Don't fuck with you, bro. Let's keep going.
Man, look at him. He can't wait to say that shit, man. It was a moment of redemption, right? It was. Let's play the second video before we get.
Got a 16-year-old girl pregnant.
You couldn't tell?
Little girls at the Sweet
Yeah, you
16
couldn't
don't
tell.
fuck with you, bro. The little girls at the Sweet 16 don't fuck with you, fool.
That's a good
When
one.
he comes in, they run.
Yeah.
Out the back door.
You have never and will never be able to throw any kind of event. All the high power shit you talking, que hacemos esto, nobody's gonna come to your shit. Why? Because they don't fuck with you, fool. Nobody fucks with you. Only one fucks with you is that loser right there, bro. Nobody, and I mean nobody, except the punching bag who you set up as a failure, is the only person in this world that fucks with you, homie. You're a creep. You're a pervert. You're a snake oil salesman, homie. And that's the reason not even nobody on this table, nobody on YouTube fucks with you, fool. Because you ain't nothing but a just dirty
ass
ass,
vato.
snaky ass vato, fool.
Yep.
So think about that. All those shit, nobody fucks with you, bro. So how are you going to come on air and try to act like you're this and that? You're a made-up character, fool. We all know it. Why don't you talk about when you were in the county jail and your homies were slapping you up, homie?
I don't know how American Cholo found out, but he mentioned on his podcast how in the county he was getting slapped around by the homies, right? In the Maravilla module. No, he didn't get slapped around. That's a lie. He got a chequeada, full-blown chequeada for being disrespectful. So for a vato that has such good clecha and is always putting respect, he can respect aquí, respect pa allá, and, dude likes a lot of respect, especially to the older homies. Not just me, but older homies in general. So there's always been that thing that he rolled it up off the tira. When you do that, there's no coming back.
So shout out to American Cholo. That was to me one. There's many, right? Maybe there'll be more on the YouTube Yarda Awards where I can really dissect it. But that was that full, circle moment where this pinche baboso pendejo that was trolling me, talking shit about me, had my name in his mouth, just couldn't, stop bumping his jibs about me, and read some paperwork and the most ironic shit. And that's for sure, that's going to make the YouTube Yarda Awards this year. This year on the YouTube Yarda Awards is going to be a lot of predators. It's got a lot of sympathizers, a lot of weirdos, a lot of creeps. There wasn't too much crashing out this year, so that just give you a heads up what's going to be on the YouTube Yarda Awards. But it was that full circle moment for American Cholo. But hey, all I want to say is gracias, cabrón. You got my cell. You're ever in Monterey County. People love going to Carmel, Pebble Beach, Monterey, Pacific Grove. Get a bed and breakfast on me, cabrón. Date weekend. I'll take care of the whole thing, cabrón. But I appreciate all the work you did. It didn't go unrecognized. I'm not the only one that feels like this. Absolutely not. It didn't go unrecognized. You did a lot, and you done a lot, and you will still do a lot. I know you ain't disappearing off the internet, cabrón, but hey, that tribute is solid, All right, here we go. Big Dog says, December 31st, the YouTube Yarda Awards. Yeah, it's going to be the third annual. This year's going to be a lot of predators, bro. A lot of sympathizers, a lot of weirdos and creeps, because that's what came out this year. I mean, it happened right at the beginning of the year. It was January. You know what I mean? And right when it happened, Chemo posted something. Shout out to Chemo's Flicks. Chemo posted something. It's going to be an ice cold year. It was an ice cold one. That's right. Man. I heard of Scante Boxing TV. Damn, man. That's crazy, man. JC, what's up, P-Dog? Close. Yeah, the only thing closest, the Cali Mac thing was the closest to political unity that someone has ever done, right? You got to give credit what's due. If you're just a shit talker to talk shit, then that's cool. Then you do you, right? I don't know did you have a bad childhood? Okay, wait. Were you bullied or as a child? Okay, on that way. But that was, and it makes sense. It's only common sense. That was the closest thing to political unity. But political unity is, that shit is so far off. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Because it's a system, man. It's a system. Jorge says, chequeada. It's all bad with that, man. Big Dog, that's what I'm trying to find out. Trying to get in with the boxing events for the youngsters. Absolutely. With the boxing events for the youngsters, we got one more happening in Salinas. But what we're going to do online, free for the people, that's happening next Cinco de Mayo. So that's going to be IE Foos versus LA Foos. Let's just get people past tamale season, champurrado season. And then we'll come back after the new year and we'll start opening up the stable. We'll fill it up maybe 3-3. And we'll do like one team captain. And we'll run some fades, man. All for the IE, all for LA Foods, man. Maybe Mikey can handle that. That's right. My boy, I appreciate you. All right, let's go ahead and let's go back to it, man. But that was the tribute to American Cholo. That was the moment, the full circle moment. He couldn't wait. Ahí estaba just reading that like, I got this, cabrón. And you did, man. And it's some people were like, oh, man, you just keep bringing up that dude's name. No, every time it's a public service announcement. And most of the cabrones that say that on the internet is because they're not fathers. If you were a father, you wouldn't be okay with your 14-year-old daughter and a 40-something-year-old man. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, man. That's going to take too much time. All right, what else do we have on the caption over here? The Trevino brothers or Lefty. Let's go Trevino brothers, man. Whew, what a case.
An ICE detainer, which means they could possibly be deported. And today's outcome in court is a result of plea deals.
Here we
and
go.
it also
We're going to
brings an
Texas.
end to a
Hidalgo
3-year-old
County.
murder case.
No one wins in situations like this.
It was a
Breaking
sad
news.
situation all around.
That's how the story ends for the Farr brothers, as their case is now closed. Alejandro and Christian Trevino were in court today, along with a family friend, Juan Melendez. Today, Christian pleaded guilty to the murder of his stepfather, Gabriel Quintanilla. The three were arrested back in 2022 after Farr police say they beat Quintanilla in 3 different locations and then left his body in a McAllen field. It comes after a younger relative told them that Quintanilla allegedly touched her inappropriately. While charges were never filed in that case, the Farr Police Department did have a warrant out for Quintanilla for continuous sexual abuse of a child. Police say it was unrelated to the allegations. Today, a judge sentenced Christian to 10 years in prison for his role in Quintanilla's death. His attorney, Carlos Garcia, says that he'll get credit for time served.
Christian received credit for 1,352 days in custody. And so that will be subtracted from the 10 years that he pled to today.
Alejandro is off the hook after a judge agreed to drop his charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. His attorney argued that he was just defending his brother.
The facts were that when Alejandro sees Christian and Mr. Quintanilla fighting, Mr. Quintanilla is getting the better of Christian. Christian is smaller, he's younger, and so Alejandro stepped in to defend his brother.
The brother's friend Juan Melendez also pleaded guilty to manslaughter. His aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charge was dropped as a part of his plea deal.
The judge ordered him on deferred adjudication, meaning he's basically on probation for 10 years.
His attorney Luis Arola explained that the charge could be dismissed if Melendez follows the conditions of his probation for the next 10 years.
I think he was the driver.
We spoke to the Hidalgo County District Attorney Terry Palacios about why the state thought only Christian should spend time in prison. Palacios says that Christian was the only one that used brass knuckles.
He had the weapon in his hand. He was involved in all 3 beatings, so that's why, even though there was mitigating factors.
As we mentioned, Christian and Alejandro both have ICE detainers. Christian's attorney says that once he serves his 10-year prison sentence, he's going to have to go through those immigration proceedings. We reached out to ICE to try to get some more information. In an email, they told us that as of today, both of the brothers, neither of them, are in ICE custody. Live in Edinburgh, Sarah Cervera, Channel 5 News at 6.
Gracias, Sarah, for that. So basically, this happened a couple years ago now. They've been in custody the whole time. This broke on the news. I'm sure content creators, well, that was the year 2022 in June where we kicked off Chicano Tube. And I'm sure content creators made their content about this case, but no one can dissect it and give you Chicano reactions like we do here. So let me go ahead and give my 2 cents on this case right here. So basically, the situation was, they're at the house chilling, the 2 Trevino brothers and their homie Juan Melendez or whatever, the big dude, right? Him, big dude. And they're chilling at the house, and the sister comes in, and the sister is a minor. She's a little girl. I'm not even talking about middle school age. I think, I could be wrong, but maybe someone in the chat, you want to correct me. Spider-Man, I see you. Southside Stockton's in the casa. That's right. Miss Chicano Tube is in the building. Machete, one of my members only. That's right. My boy, I appreciate you. The little girl comes in and tells them what the step father did. What's crazy is the statistic that shows, I mean, it's insane that it's like 90-something% always the stepdad. It's like the statistic is really high. It's like almost 100, right? And again, I'm not going to justify or speak for a weirdo or get inside a fucking creep's head, or I can't do that, right? I don't know how to do that. But to the ladies, you just have to be very, very, very careful. Like in the case of Madeline Soto, the stepdad was doing that for years to the little girl. For years. And so the question arose in court, how much did the mom know? And people started arguing on the internet, and there was even these, these internet attorneys, these people that love to debate online. They're very intellectual. We're talking about, almost sound like they would want to justify the mom being quiet for this monster doing what he did, right? Okay, that's a whole nother thing. Let's go back to this case, the Trevino brothers. The sister comes in, the stepdad did this. The pinchy stepdad was already on bail. Like already had a case open for the same mierda. The same mierda. The brothers decide to take actions. They're not going to wait. So the homie Juan, they jump in his ride. They go over there, confront him. The main brother, which he is a little bit small. I don't know how big that dude is, but he could be a big dude. Or maybe he just knows how to fight better than them. And he didn't know how to fight, or they didn't know how to fight. He needed his brother to back him up, even though he had brass knuckles because he couldn't lay him out. He jumps on him, and then when they start scuffling, the other brother jumps on him. Well, that wasn't the only altercation. It happened a second time, and it happened a third time. And on the third time, he no longer was in his world anymore. So the sentences got handed down just last week. It was breaking on the grapevine sometime this weekend, I think. And the main brother that did most of the calentada was given 10 years. The other brother that was more of an accomplice, you can say, jumped in when he needed to jump in. I don't know if his role was the lookout. He wasn't that triggered maybe, or enraged maybe. He was more of maybe, I don't know, the brains of the operation. He gets a 10-year probation. And the driver also gets another 10 years, I think, of probation. And he'll be able to wipe the charge clean for driving him over there, I guess, if he complies with his probation. Sad case, very, very unfortunate case. It's a very, very common case, especially in the brown culture. Let's keep it a buck, man. It's not only the brown culture. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say it's only the brown culture. But within the brown culture, they got that shit where some of these manipulating monsters will do what they do best, which is destroy, damage, and abuse. And they'll go ahead and it's a calladito culture. Like, hey, shh. Hey, quédate calladito. No digas nada. Hey, son cosas de la familia. Eso aquí se queda en esta casa. Hey, no digas nada. A la escuela. I've heard of that. That's a brown issue that comes from, that's huge. I want to bring back Dr. Hortensia Jimenez. That way we could dissect that a whole lot more. But the ruling came down. I want to see exactly what the people have to say about that, man. Spider-Man says, Miss Diaz, I appreciate you, my boy. That's right, big dog. I appreciate you, man. Kimosabi, ¿qué dice Mikey? Respeto. That's right, Kimosabi's in the casa. ¿Qué huele contigo, güey? I appreciate you, my boy. We're talking about the Trevino case. Then we're going to go to Lefty Gunplay. And then a couple other clips that you guys sent me. We started off talking about the Fooville event. Go back and watch that reaction. And then we talked about American Cholo. My tribute. I'm not saying he's gone forever, but I had to find that clip, that moment where he was like, this shit came around when you looked in the camera and says, you know, you can't come back from this. And it was you that did what you can't come back from. Oh, Oh, man, that was crazy. That's why a father of daughters needs to be a father. That's right, my boy. I appreciate you, chingado. Okay, got you. Yeah, this is a gacho case. But again, was justice served? I'm going to give that over to the people. What do you guys think as far as justice being served? 10 years in Texas? Now, this case in California could have had a whole different ruling. California is a different animal. I personally don't like California's government and the way they institute things, especially, I don't know if we're going to get into it today, especially some of these laws that are taking your rights as a parent away from your children. I bet you didn't know that. That's happening right here. And they sneak in those bills at the middle of the night, right? They sneak them in the midnight hour. All right, let's go away from this weirdo. How was that weirdo? Did that. All right, perfect. All right, let's go back to it, man. Well, look at this, what we got right here. Well, we got OTR rapper. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. OTR rapper, Lefty Gunplay. These are headlines. We're going to go ahead and read them. It's already out. I'm sure it's already on a lot of different platforms, not just one platform. But here, we're going back to Hot Wheeler Media. The phone line's open if you want to give a call, 831-240-4328. If you got anything to say, anything to get it off your chest, say it or forever hold your peace. It says California rap star Lefty Gunplay caught on camera knocking a dude outside LA restaurant. Okay. I want to see what they got. What in the, is there any audio? All right. That's it. It's a 8-second clip or 5-second clip, whatever it is, right? All right. So first of all, I want to say, man, shout out to Lefty Gunplay. Again, he's putting on, he's doing his thing. I don't hate on success. I never have, never will. I don't got a hating bone in my body because I know that reciprocates right back to you. You want to hate on a motherfucker, and then you wonder why shit doesn't go good for you. You want to hate on a motherfucker, and you wonder why shit just doesn't line up, and you don't get opportunities, and blah, 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 and all that good stuff, right? Let me see if we got a call. Caller, you're live on Chicano Street. Kimosabi, what you got to say? All right, wait. Let me see. Connection. Having technical difficulty with the Bluetooth. I apologize, my boy. If I can get this thing cracking again, I'm going to give you a call back, Kimosabi. Give me a little bit, though. What is it? Oh, we're hooked up. Let me see. Come on. My bad, you guys. And the one-man banding this thing. Let's go. Caller, can you hear me live on Chicano Street? Still. I'm about to take the phone call down. Damn it, man. Que hubo, man. One more try. Hang in there with me. It says connected. It's not coming in, though. What is it? Caller, you're live on Chicano Street. Can you hear me? Damn it, I'm going to have to remove the number. All right, let's keep it pushing. My bad. Let me take that number off. Something's going on. I don't know what it is, but let's keep it moving and pushing, gente. Ay, ya me dio un chingo de calor, güey. All right, let's see what's up. Okay. My bad, Kimosabi. I'm gonna have to remove that because it's just not cracking. I don't know why. Let me see. Colorado.
¿Qué hubo, qué rollo, Mikey? What's the deal?
¿Qué hubo, Kimosabi's in the casa? You're live on Chicano Street. ¿Qué hubo contigo, güey?
Saludos, Chicano Street. What's good, man? You got a little echo.
Okay. I'll try to take it off. Dime, ¿qué onda, güey, con lo que andamos hablando aquí? ¿Qué rollo?
Man, you know what? Them chavalones, control that echo, though.
Okay, go ahead.
Mic check. Yeah, you still got it.
Don't
worry. It's probably on your end. You got to turn it down the volume.
The people can't hear it. Only you can hear it. But turn down YouTube on your side and go ahead.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, okay.
Dime.
It's all good. Just, yeah. Yeah, man, it's messed up how the chavalones got cut up. I'm gonna leave a little pause. But even then, man, you know, the court system's broken anyway, so I mean, shit, they got time, but man, it was messed up how it happened anyway.
No, yeah, that's a bad case. If it was in California, probably it'd be a different outcome. You know that, right?
Yeah, rest in peace, baby Gabriel, man.
Exactly. The system's been broken. What do you think about justice, though? 10 years for the main youngster and the rest of them time served.
I think that, you know, the court system, just that's their due process, because technically they got away with murder because they left the scene. They took the body to the back. So, man, that would have been like 40 years, all of them.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, Texas don't play with that shit.
You know, what I was saying, Kimosabi, is what Cain Velasquez did would be a different outcome if he did it in Texas. You don't think so?
Oh, shit. That fool would have been in the lockdown all day.
Damn. Or you don't think he would have gone...
Over here?
Go ahead.
Monday. No, it's because, like I'm saying, because Cain Velasquez got blessed. But, you know, him shooting that person and evading, over here, they would have made him an example, dude.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Hey, so what's up with Gil, man? He got canceled?
Yeah, so no. Let's not start putting shit out there, cabrón. There goes Kimosabi. He got canceled on
No. I love Gil like a carnal, man. I was with him since day one.
No, you're a day one. I seen you always in the comment section over there showing love for years over there. No,
man, I support the raza.
Absolutely. That's what we have to do and stop all that tribalism.
We have to, man, especially the way things going right now.
Absolutely. We're going to get into some of those other topics on the back end of this, maybe Palestine, maybe ICE. But no, he called into the Prime, called him on the All Facts podcast, and he said he did the Irish goodbye. The Irish goodbye is cuando they just get out without having, hey, you don't need a party, you don't need an announcement. But it's because he's from the old school. He's cut from that cloth where it's like, I don't need the internet. You know what I mean?
Nah.
We don't need the internet to survive.
I've been in the Solapa, homie. We don't need no internet. We don't need no nothing. Just a strong mind.
Absolutely. And we'd probably be a whole lot healthier if we lived like that. But unfortunately, a lot of us are consumed and like these pendejos that do tiroteos and shootings and matan a gente, they get consumed on the internet and they're swayed pretty easily. And I think it also causes mental health issues where these whack jobs that aren't stable, have no identity, get their identity from the phone or get pumped up and do some extreme shit, man.
And then especially at the flea market, the Halle, and then with that fucking chapete whack, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would have got worse.
Yeah. But again, that issue, I think that was already dead. I know it was very disrespectful to go to someone's house. You don't do that. You do that, you got something coming.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they let it go as grown men, you know? Moved on.
Yeah, but we need voices like y'all, man. We need the raza. We need a movement.
Yep.
In all aspects, in all genres, in all politics, society, how everything's going, economy. Even you know, pushing for like the movement with the farm workers and everything, labor laws, man, dude, you got to keep pushing, Carla.
No, absolutely. That's not going to stop because that's 80% of my region. They're farm workers coming. Right now, all the hotels in Salas and you know, we're full of just pinche botas con lodo, güey, afuera, and all the raza.
I've been in the pizca, carnal. I've been in the pizca.
Órale. And on Sunday, the raza is out in las calles, so it's a beautiful thing. I'm always going to push for them. I'm not trying to, you know, pat myself on the back or whatever. I got 3 properties from 100 to 200 units, and 3 of them I have on tax credit. That I subsidize them for the tax credit, and they're 95% farm workers, each single one.
Yeah.
So anytime I walk into one of them, I see hundreds of them all the time, and I'm always there to get the razas back. But, you know, this Bumping Heads, I called American Cholos podcast, and I told him, I apologize for acting my shoe size instead of my age as a grown man, and I'm glad I did that before.
That's the manly thing to do.
I'm glad I did that before this little, you know, stepping away and focusing on what's more important.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit, at the end of the day, when you show respect, you apologize, being a man.
That's how I was raised. I don't know anything else. Respect, and when I'm wrong, I'm gonna tell you I'm wrong.
Yeah, even like when you're talking about the farmers and everything, back then, my parents were letting people in because we had a little, like a spot to rent, give jobs, before the coyotes, before the cartel shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you gotta support your raza.
That's right, Kimosabi. I appreciate the call, carnal.
Hey, gracias, Mikey. Blessings, well wishes, man.
Ándale, pues, cuídate mucho. God bless.
Yep.
Bye. 831-240-4328. We had Kimosabi. I highlighted his comment right there. He said, hey, they should be held innocent. Chicano tube. Child abuse is bad. Rest in peace, baby. Great, bro. Absolutely.
Sergio Mundo.
Absolutely. That wasn't a call from the public. That was my pinche cuñado. I don't know what he wants, pinche cuñado. Cálmate, güey. He's happy the Rams won. He's a Rams fan. All right, let's go back, man. Let's go back into Chicano reactions. All right, so yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this Lefty Gunplay thing, but this is not good, gente. I don't know what kind of angle you thought I was gonna come with this Lefty Gunplay thing, but this is not good. I never want to see anybody uploading something that can get someone criminal cargos. This is not good. I'm telling people, stop uploading these kind of things. If you're a friend of Lefty Gunplay and you're uploading this video, you're not a friend of Lefty Gunplay. You're not a supporter of Lefty Gunplay. You don't want the best interest for Lefty Gunplay if you're uploading these kind of videos. Again, I'm not holding the page responsible. I'm not talking about you, Hot Wheela. There's plenty of pages that I could have pulled up that had this same video. But it's 2025. People will put everything on the internet. They will upload it to the internet, and it still blows my mind and blows me away. That's why I reacted over to the No Paperwork podcast on what they said about hood vlogs, and I agree with the No Paperwork podcast. Again, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. There's not that many channels, man. Up here in Northern California, you got me, you got Chicano Tube, Chicano Street, you got the homie Hangout, Rascal Reacts. You got the No Paperwork podcast, and the rest of the people just have a cell phone and just sit in their backyard. So it's not really a show or a podcast. But I agree with them. Maybe we'll collab later on down the line. You never know. You might see a No Paperwork podcast, Chicano Tube collaboration. If that can happen, it will happen. But I agree with them on hood vlogs. If you're Lefty Gunplay's homeboy, why are you uploading that on the internet? You can't resist the dopamine fix of getting likes and comments and whatever the hell else that you get for uploading that on the internet. What if his parole officer gets a hold of that video? You dry snitched on Lefty Gunplay. Let's keep it moving. They don't want to hear that. They thought I was going to talk bad about him or this and that. I don't talk bad about someone who's trying to make his way in the world. He's got his own journey. Like you got your journey, I got my journey. He's just trying to find his way in this world, just like we're all trying to find our way in the world. All right, man. Let's keep it pushing. That was last week. Raja Jackson. Oh, what about this? Let's go over into Mexican politics, I guess, man. Give me 3 minutes. I don't want to talk too much on politics, but give me 3 minutes, cabrones. I promise you it's going to be interesting. Do me a favor, though. Hit that like button if you can. If you're not already subscribed over to the channel, do me a favor. Hit that pinchy like button. That's right, Fish Slayer, my boy. I appreciate you, cabron. Let me go ahead and highlight my brother from another mother, a day oneer. Gracias right there. I appreciate you, man. Super chats in the house. Fish Slayer out of SoCal. Look at living his best life. This cabron living his best life. Look at him. He's off the... Is that Oceanside way? Where are you at? Oceanside right there. I appreciate the super chat. Gracias, Fish Slayer, from the bottom of mi corazon, man. We're here. You've been a day oneer from day one. Appreciate you. It's been a while. Yeah, I'm here, man. I ain't going nowhere. This thing don't burn me out, Fish Slayer, because it's for shits and giggles. You know what I mean? I sold all the low riders. No more hobbies. I had 3 at one point. 2 G bodies and a Cadillac. I sold them all, and I was like, you know what? The square life is for me. I'm going to baseball games with my son. I'm going to volleyball games with my daughter, and that's it, man. But like you, live your life catching those pinchy marlins, cabron. Or the marlins only on the East Coast. My bad. I don't even know, cabron. I'm going to claim to know fishing, cabron. Marlins on the West Coast. Maybe there's no marlins, all right? 831-240-4328. Wait. If you want to be heard, if you got something to say, you can give me a call right there. Now we're going into Mexico, okay? I've given my opinion already. I'm not going to give you a whole excerpt on it, but my opinion on Shine Bomb, I had my reservations when you have a president who has blood not from that country, but from another country. Again, not talking about different bloods. Nothing wrong with that, right? It's a beautiful world, and mostly everyone's mixed, even though you do still have some pure breeds. But that she has Jewish blood, and she's the Mexican president. You know what I mean? I had my reservations about that. And then I visit Mexico about 5-6 times a year. I spend about a quarter, maybe a fifth. To be honest, probably about a fifth. Not that much. I don't spend months, weeks in Mexico because to me, no place like home, where I spent my niñez, my first 13 years, 13 summers. I was in Mexico walking on dirt roads, drinking Cokes out of a plastic bag that they put a straw in. And it was the good life. It was a simple life. And that's why the American dream is not for every Mexican, because in Mexico, that's the good life too, when you don't have to worry about bills. Yeah, you probably, might hit a ceiling as far as income goes, unless you're in the top, 5% of the earners in Mexico. But the happy life, hey, people are just trying to live in Mexico. So Mexico politician pushes to ban memes in the country. Proposes that anybody caught will do 6 years in the pen. So this is coming from 44 Vibe. Shout out to 44 Vato. He's a Chicano from Denver. Shout out to him. He's doing bigthings.com. He started following me. It was a couple weeks ago. I forgot which reel. He started following me on IG. We're hitting 15,000 on IG. It's crazy how the TikTok, the YouTube, and the IG are like all have the same amount of followers. Like, it's just like everyone that subscribes to YouTube probably goes over to IG and then goes over to TikTok, right? And we're also on Facebook. So this is just a this is, I'm just gonna be straight up and say it, right? People get mad and shit and triggered, but I'm just straight to say it, right? It's kind of like when the president, right? When they wanna, people will start posting a meme. They're impeaching the president. They're impeaching the president, right? And that was one senator that brought it up on some congressional floor in one state. And you got like this much red tape to go through. And he's like right here, but he drew up articles of impeachment. And then it starts making headlines. There's no weight on this. Sorry to burst your bubble. I'm just going to keep it short because I got a lot of shit to talk about tonight. There's no weight on this. It's one politician. It ends up being a clickbait story. I'm talking about it. I guess you could blame me as a clickbaiter, I guess. But the 44 Vato, you got us on this one. It's going to get buried. It's done, okay? It's not going to happen. You go after freedom of speech, people get pissed. Now, one thing that Mexico did that I don't think the United States will ever do, and I mean ever, which they gave up their guns. If you didn't know, Mexico regulates the firearms in their country. meaning there's one, I know for sure, but I think there's a second one. I think they're divided in regions, northern Mexico and southern Mexico. There's only 2 government outposts where you can receive a legit firearm registered in your name. That's not the only country in the world to get bamboozled, but they wanted it that way. The politicians wanted it that way. And it's funny how the cartel has more guns with all those bans than the actual military. It's funny how that works. You could put gun-free zones, but those gun-free zones don't stop the crime. I wonder why. I wonder if it's not a law that we need to take care of, but it's these pieces of shit, black, dark heart that want to hurt people that we need to deal with. But anyways, all right. So anyways, clickbait, you got us 44 Vato. Let's keep it pushing, man. We got a lot to talk about. Let me go back. Spider-Man, that's right. Stay safe, loco. That's right. Rascal Reacts, I appreciate you. The Rascal Reacts he gave, he's in the casa. Let me acknowledge. Because there ain't too many of us in NorCal, cabron. We got to stick together. We got me, we got you, we got the No Paperwork podcast. We should unite. You know what I mean? But anyways, Rascal Reacts has the best reaction video to the paperwork that got dropped. 300 bodies got told on. I don't know. Cali Legends Media, Rascal, he's the one that did it on his headline. I didn't caption it that. He said he told on 300 bodies. I don't know, but you had the best breakdown. I've been saying this for a long time. Rascal Reacts, my favorite. Let me see if I can highlight that one. Gracias, Fish Slayer. I appreciate you, my boy, man. That's why you're blessed, my brother. It's because you give more than you receive, brother. All right, let me just highlight it so they can click on the avatar right there. So if you want 2 cents, but you get a nickel every time, click on that avatar over there. Rascal Reacts. Again, there's only like 3 channels now that I'm counting them. 3 channels over here in our region over here. So shout out to him. Let's go back to it, man. Shine Bomb was a clickbait. 44 Vato. You got us, cabron. But let's keep it moving. I appreciate you, Raskeezy. Oh, man. Should we talk about the ceasefire? Oh, man. Let's talk about Palestine now. I think it's time for the news. Well, what do we have going on in Gaza today? Something they're calling historic happened today. Something.
This took 3,000 years to get to this point. Can you believe it? And it's going to hold up, too. It's going to hold up.
So right here you have the leaders of Gaza. Palestine, I mean. Israel. Okay, that noise is too much, man. It's crazy, you know what I mean? Hey, I know you like the president and you want, that's your pinche rollo, right? I don't give a shit. Just like I don't give a shit who you go to bed with, and I don't give a shit how you vote. I don't give a shit, right? But we're talking about the president. You do have to admit this, right? This is one of those pinche presidents that when he does something, it seems like it's a pay-per-view event. You know what I mean? Just to sign something, it's a pay-per-view event. Right now, the reporters are eating it up because, well, the reporters are getting a lot of ratings. But let's get into something serious, okay? This happened today. The president said this hasn't happened in thousands of years. Well, really, all I can remember ever was the last time, I think it was in 1993. It was called the Pinchy Oslo Accords, okay? 93, I want to say it was Clinton. I want to say Clinton was a president here in the United States. They've never gotten to a full peace treaty. Never. Never. I don't give a shit where you want to pull from. Research it all you want. There's never been a full peace treaty ever. But in 93, the Oslo Accords, they set up the framework for what was trying to be a 2-state solution. Let's say that, right? And the reason they've never been able to finalize a peace treaty ever, right? The reason is because there's key issues. There's key issues that neither Palestine nor Israel were ever going to compromise on. And what I'm talking about is number one, Jerusalem. That's number one. Everyone wants Jerusalem, right? If you want to rewind it, go back to the Bible. The Bible says the Jebusites, the Amorites, the Hittites, Hivites, all of those people inhabited the land that the Lord, the Bible says, believe it or not, soy cristiano, but you don't have to believe the Bible. I believe the Bible. Okay, you're not going to sway me otherwise, but I believe the Bible. The Lord gave the land over to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, promised land, flowing milk and honey, make it there. Moses couldn't get there because of his rebellion and disobedience. But Joshua and Caleb, the generation after Moses, could get there, but Moses got him to the edge. But Joshua and Caleb saw the giants, had faith, went over to the land, took the land, conquered it. Hence was Judea. Then it turned into a northern kingdom, southern kingdom. It split because of the sins of David. And then Solomon, Rehoboam, north and south. And the dispersia came. Then they all got all the Jewish people got spread out throughout the whole world. And then the Roman Empire took over. And then after the Roman Empire took over, the Ottoman Empire reigned. And after the Ottoman Empire reigned, this is centuries and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Then Great Britain became a superpower. And Great Britain told Israel and Palestine, we're going to come up with some kind of agreement where there's a two-state solution. Boom. You can go back. Jews started going back. Palestine started going back. Now, Israel agreed to it, but Palestine said Chale Street. They said Chale Street. So really this conflict goes back to Esau and Jacob. I don't want to get too technical on the Bible. We could do a Bible talk, but I don't want to get too technical on that. But they've never been able to get a final peace treaty ever because of the pertinent issues, which is Jerusalem, the borders. Who has more? Palestine has the West Bank and has Gaza, and Israel has the majority. How do they get the majority of that region? Through a lot of blood, a lot of wars, okay? First conflict starting in 1948. They all came against them in 1948. It was a miracle. I mean, you don't want to believe it. You don't have to believe it or not, but you have to have God with you in order for all the neighboring countries to come from up, east and west, north and south, and you survive and you come up victorious and you end up conquering more land than you had before. I say that does have to be God. And then the second time they've had to defend themselves was the 6-Day War in 1967. Again, everyone says, screw Israel. Let's wipe them off the map. They try to go against them. And again, I think it's miraculous that they also not just survived that, but ended up again coming out with more region, more land, and more everything, right? But people wonder why Israel is like, it looks like a military country, right? I heard Charlie Kirk talking about this. And I think when Charlie Kirk was talking about this, let me play the other clip because there's a clip of the refugees. Here it is. This one, Palestinians that just got freed. All right, we'll talk about this right now. But when Charlie Kirk was talking about Israel is a military state, I believe he was using that like as a negative talking point, like trying to say like, why are you guys like this? Like he was trying to cast a negative connotation that they're so militarized, Israel. But if your country had been invaded multiple times, and if your country was the butt of everyone's joke and was the butt of everyone's pinche racismo, I mean, it kind of makes sense that they got posts everywhere, sentries everywhere, and they're securing every single perimeter with the IDF. But that's just to me. I don't know. And people want to say these other things, and it is what it is. That's how I see that. All right. So fast forward today. You had pro-Palestine people that have been on the internet, okay? Not all these characters, but some of these characters I call fake activists. The reason I call them fake activists, Raza, is because they've been talking about stop the genocide for 2 years. They've been talking about pro-Palestine for 2 years. They've been talking about wanting peace for 2 years. And when the peace comes, here's a busload of Palestinians getting off. We can show Israelites. We can show Palestinians. They're all just refugees, a part of this pinche guerra. When the Palestinians get freed, when the genocide ends finally, you don't hear a single peep out of them. I wonder why is that? I want to find out. Maybe someone can give me a call, 831-240-4328. All the people that wanted Palestine, the war to stop, the ones posting pictures of the children, starving, getting bombed, muertos. Yeah, the very graphic, very graphic. I will say this. I'm not justifying war. I don't justify war. Absolutely not. I believe by the time you have to throw hands, you already lost because civilized, minds should have prevailed. But since they didn't, we had to go to chingazos. And then if it gets worse, now we got to throw our armies in there and people have to die, innocent civilians. But I do want to say this. Congo has been at war. Nigeria has been at war. Syria has also been at war. You don't think in those wars that aren't getting the public spotlight, you don't think people are starving over there? You don't think people are getting unalived every day over there? You don't think there's hostages every single day over there? You don't think there's bodies dropping? You just had a couple thousand Christians in Nigeria pass away. Did they get a lot of media attention? And that's our faith. That's the raza's faith. Somos cristianos, however you want to call it, Catholic, whatever. You believe in Jesus, that's it. That's what I mean. But anyways, but a lot of the raza, free Palestine, free, I get it. I get it. 2 years ago, they launched, I think it was like 5 days ago. The anniversary was like 5 days ago. They launched 1,200 rockets from Little Gaza over to the city of Israel, and hundreds of adults and children died. But some sick and twisted people congratulate that. Just like the sick and twisted people that congratulated when Charlie Kirk died. Same shit. Same shit. Different topic. So you wanted peace, and you got peace, and all of a sudden, we don't hear a word from you? Or is it you don't really give a shit about the people in Palestine because of your politics? Is your politics more important? Well, fuck that, you know what I mean? I did want peace, but I didn't want peace coming like that or from him. Is that what happened? I'm just saying, I don't know. It's just some of these people, it's crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. You go on the internet nowadays and you just see a lot of people just pumping, just go. They're pumping shit. They want something to happen, and then it happens, and you don't hear anything. You don't say, hey, congratulations. Hey, today's a great day. You got to give credit where credit is due. Ni modo que eres un moron. It makes you look like a moron when you ask for peace for Palestine. Palestine gets peace. Look at all these people coming off this bus right here. You don't think they're happy? Look at all these Palestinians, hostages getting released, refugees going back, Palestinians going back to Gaza and the West Bank, and they don't have to worry about airplanes with dropping bombs over their heads anymore, and they could try to rebuild. This is what these fake activists wanted on the internet. And now you don't hear anything coming out of them when a historic deal that hasn't happened in thousands and ever happens. You don't hear shit about them. Your colors just got exposed, pendejos. You're never about people. You're never about freeing people. You're about your politics. You're about your red, your blue, or whatever it is. And if it don't fit inside your little political agenda bubble, you'll throw the fucking raza down a tube in a second. We already seen you. We pulled your covers already. But anyways, let's go back. Let's get off the fake activists. Let's go back to what happened, which is a historic deal that got bartered. Phase 1 is underway. Phase 2, they're going to be exchanging all the refugees, letting all the refugees go back to their lands. Phase 1 was exchanging hostages. Okay? So they had, I don't know how many, dozens. You could maybe, I don't know if there are hundreds of hostages, but they're prisoners of war. Because this is a real pinchy conflict. That all of a sudden, I don't know why it started. This is just one more thing that was brought upon the brown people and the raza to divide us, in my opinion. Just like the politics, red and blue, just to divide us. Well, wait a second. We should be dealing with brown issues first. And then they try to throw red and blue politics on top of that. And then they try to throw Israel and Palestine on top of that. And I'm like, nah. We see you. We see the people that are trying to divide the raza online. But anyways, and I'm not talking about beefs or none of that other pedo. That shit's always going to happen, man. As long as the raza exists, we're always going to bump heads, and it is what it is. But this is major shit. This is the pinche gabachos or whoever's pushing the button or pulling the strings on the puppet master that's trying to keep us divided. But here it is. Palestine is free. Palestine is free. I'm the only content creator that's going to say it. I didn't push memes every single day, but I guess I'm the only one with balls enough. The balls to come on here and say, great fucking job. There's peace in the Middle East. All right. Keep it pushing it there. All right. Cool. Actually, let me go to some comments. Maybe they brought some comments on Rascal Reacts. It's highlighted up there. Spider-Man's under. That's right, my boy. I appreciate you, cabron. That's right. You changed the avatar? What is that? Now, before you had the Chad avatar. Now you have the Paño. That's right, my boy. I appreciate you. Get well, Rascal. I'm sick too. Must be the flu. Hey, absolutely. The weather's changing a little bit. I think we still have Indian summer, so we're still going to get a little heat wave probably the last week of October. The weather's changing, man. I'm getting better too, man. Today was the first workout I could do. I did occupational therapy for a month. I tore my meniscus and I sprained my MCL. Actually, it was a month today when I did it. Was at this event right here. I tore my meniscus. Today was the first day I could do an independent workout. And yes, it was raining all day today. Whoa. What was that? Okay. Rascal, hope you get well. Absolutely. Send nothing but positive energy over to Rascal, him, his family. God bless him. God bless you, my brother. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Stay on the internet, cabron. Don't go nowhere, cabron. On YouTube. There's only 3 of us in Northern California. Me, you, and now we got the No Paperwork podcast. That's a good podcast too, man. Shout out to BFD. Shout out to Insane. Shout out to Joe Mean. I think it's Joe Mean. My bad if I got your name wrong. My bad. You got the balls. Make the calls. 831-240-4328. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing, cabron. We ain't going nowheres, Holmes. We ain't going nowheres. All right, here we go. Well, I want to talk about this one just because it was... Let me see. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. How old is Floyd Mayweather? All right. Floyd Mayweather was born in 70. He's 48 years old. Okay. 30. That would be about 48, 30, 29. All right. So anyways, so this was a young lady. She was streaming. We'll talk about this maybe 2 minutes, but I want to bring this up to the people because how much of an age gap is too much? That's what I want to ask the raza on this one. So it says Floyd Mayweather shoots his shot with a 19-year-old Twitch streamer, Sumaya, but she rejects him to stay loyal to her rapper boyfriend, No Cap. Let's see the whole thing with audio.
Oh, what is Floyd? Huh? It is Floyd Mayweather. What is Floyd? Huh? I thought they were tripping. They said, is that Floyd Mayweather in the back?
Oh, Floyd Mayweather. She waved at him a little bit.
That's somebody you should ask to be in your stream. Not gonna lie. Oh, I low-key want to, but like it's a hell of people. I'm scared. I think he'd be doing shit like that though. Yeah, no, I'm too shy. Nigga, it's Floyd Mayweather. He's not gonna fucking knock you out.
So she's live on Twitch. one of the entourage goes up to her from Floyd's camp. They're getting in the ride.
Oh, I have a boyfriend.
He wants the phone number. She says, I have a boyfriend. He says, so what?
No, it's okay. I'm not interested. Your friend.
Floyd wants your number. It's okay. I'm not interested.
Shit. Okay.
Oh, wait. Did she end up giving him the number?
Huh? My name is Maya, but I have a boyfriend.
Say your name again?
Maya. Sumaya.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, man.
I don't know if the number got exchanged. It was a bad angle. I couldn't really see it. So Floyd Mayweather is 48 years old. He's going to turn 49 in February. That means he would have been 30 years old when she was born. Okay. She's 19. How much of an age gap is too much? Is this a creep move by Floyd Mayweather? I want to see what the people think about it. How much of an age gap is too much? How much is okay? How much is, let that slide? Or is it okay that, I'm sure there's always going to be maniacos, 40, 50, 60, even maybe 70-year-olds, I don't know who, 80-year-olds, that are always going to be looking for people that are younger than their children. I wanted to go ahead and just bring that up to the people. If you got a comment about that, 831-240-4328. I think that is too much of an age gap because I could be wrong. He has children older than her. I don't know if it's just me, my upbringing, but something it doesn't click. It's not going to make sense to me. Almost 50 years old, 19. Then you're 16, she's 19. Where do you draw the line with this? That's what I want to ask the people. Let me go back into it. Rascal Reacts, that's right, my boy. I appreciate you, Lazy Lokes. I'm better. I was half dead for 2 days, man. Hey, just get a lot of vitamin C. Man, you got a lot of turmeric. This is what I take every day, bro. Methylated vitamin. I get the ones from Gary Brecka. They're the most expensive shit, bro. It's $70 vitamins. I know a lot of people can't pay for that. I get it. Times are tough, right? Methylated vitamins, because they're already methylated. That means they assimilate a whole lot quicker into your system. Vitamin D3 and K2. Vitamin D3 is a natural testosterone developer, but you got to have that in collab with K2. Vitamin D3, K2. And then I take magnesium, and I take a zinc. That's what I take. That's going to keep your immune system real strong, cabron. Real strong. And that's every single day. That's right, East Los in the casa. That's right, my boy. I appreciate you, cabron. Orale, que huele contigo, man. Floyd being thirsty, that's lame. Yeah, I don't know, boy. The age is too much. Next thing you know, he's 50 and they're 19-year-olds. Is waiting for someone to turn 18 on their birthday. Like, there was some audio that was leaked on the internet. I don't know if it was true. I don't know if it was made up. The individual, I'm not even going to say his name, said it was AI, but it was a individual's voice, and it was a girl, and he was telling her, man, you hurry up and turn 18. I don't know if that's true audio. I don't know if it's AI. I think AI is going to be an easy scapegoat for a lot of cabrones when they don't want to own up to shit. I think instead of getting thrown under the bus, they're just going to use AI as the reason. Oh, that's AI. That's AI. So, yeah, AI is here. AI is coming. All right, let's move on. This is some weirdo shit. I don't want to talk about this no more. All right, let's keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. What else we got? All right, before we do that, let's go ahead and read some comments. Like, no, it's not cool. Yeah, I don't think it's cool, bro. Again, because I'm a father, bro. It's like, I'm a father, bro. You know what I mean? We did a Sweet 16 on Saturday, and, parents, they fucking trust you with their kids, bro. But if you're a father, you should look at your kids' friends as you're their father. Like, what would you want done to your kids when you're not in their presence? It's the same shit. But some people don't get it. And then there's the sympathizers. Well, you know, it's okay. You know, that's some sick-ass weirdo shit. We're going to talk about that at the YouTube Yarda Awards. Because this year we got nothing but predators, sympathizers, weirdos, and creeps. Okay? All right. Anyways, let's go into this one right here. They just got announced October 25th. Cash Money versus No Limit Records. It's going to be a versus put on by it's DJ Swiss Beats. And, oh, man, I forget the other DJ, man. The other one. But they're the ones that came up with this whole versus thing during the quarantine where we couldn't go out. You know, the pandemic. We couldn't go out, and they locked us down, and they did everything, right? Come to find out, it's not a black plague. It's just the flu. And then come to find out, motherfuckers did it inside of a lab. I know a lot of people don't want to believe that. And the only people that believe it are, you can tell who they are. They're still wearing masks out in public. 2 masks, gloves, face shield, NASA suits, and all that shit. To each his own. If you want to go to sleep in a NASA suit, fine, go to sleep. But anyways, so they came up with this during the quarantine, and they're bringing another one back. This one is going to be good. I mean, good, gente. This was a hard one. They put Snoop on No Limit's side, but Snoop is no longer No Limit. He's independent, and he owns Death Row. You got Birdman, Wayne, and, of course, the Hot Boys. And, of course, on top of Master P, you got Mia X, you got Mystical, Silk the Shocker, you got C Murder. Right on top of Snoop's head is C Murder. We know he's doing life. And so this is what I want to say. If I based it on the street shit, I'm going to have to give it to No Limit. If I based it on the lyrical aspect of it, I'm going to have to give it to Cash Money. I believe Juvenile by himself, Juvenile could absolutely smoke anybody in his camp and on the No Limit camp. I'm not talking about Snoop. I'm not including Snoop. Snoop was with No Limit not even 2 years. It was this little one-off deal. They in the late 90s, like 98, 99. He did a couple albums over there, maybe 2. There were bangers as well because he always had hot producers. But then he took off independent, and you already know he bought Death Row, and he's doing what he does. But Snoop is definitely top, fuck, bro, 3, 5 legends on West Coast rap history. Most of them are brothers. You know what I mean? Not top 5 rappers in California. There ain't no Mexicans on that list. But it depends how you want to describe it. I'm not talking about Chicano rap neither. All right, so anyways, those are my thoughts. I think No Limit on the street shit because C Murder was a real ass dude who got a life sentence behind living his lyrics. So if you want to give it to, I'm not taking anything away from Birdman, Wayne, BG, Manny Fresh, just the street shit. I give it to No Limit. If you want to get into the lyrics, the lyricist part about it, I think Juvenile with just his album 400 Degrees will smoke anyone in his camp and any No Limit soldier. All right, that's enough. That's enough, man. Chingado, cabrones. Man, that was a lot. All right, let's see what Joe Rogan has to say.
The way it looks is horrific. It when you're just arresting people in front of their kids and just normal, regular people that have been here for 20 years.
Yeah.
That, everybody who has a heart can't get along with that.
No.
Everybody who has a heart sees that and goes, that can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be the only way to do this.
Right.
Because you have to think, look, yeah, we have to have a border. Yes, it should have been secure. Yes, they should make sure you know who everybody is before they get in.
Yeah.
But when people been here for 20 years, like, come on, man. That's
it's going viral. Joe Rogan giving his thoughts.
Let's find a way. If they've been productive members of society for 20 years,
On
no
La
criminal
Migra.
record, they worked the entire time,
Yeah.
they paid taxes, find them a pathway to citizenship. Find a way where you can do this thing that you want to do, which is keep terrorists and cartel members from getting across the border with drugs that kill 100,000 people a year. Okay, but also have a fucking heart. The immigration thing, the way it looks is horrific.
Absolutely. We're not going to spend too much time on this. I feel like we've been beating a dead horse with this. We did 4 immigration town halls right after January 20th, which was the first day of the 47's administration. We did 4 immigration town halls. We had 10 participants every single time. Rascal Reacts was one of them. Shout out to you, my boy. I appreciate you for joining us on that. Young OTR, I appreciate you. He says Lefty Gunplay is a real one. Yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to you, cabron. That's right. Keep doing what you do, Young OTR. We're not going to beat this dead horse too long. It's not going to stop. The immigration amplification is going to be on trending for 4 years. For 4 years. So if you're getting your kicks out of it, ICE, migra, all that stuff, bad. I get it. I'm for la raza. I'm for helping the people. I'm not for people that have been here 20, 30 years to get deported. But unfortunately, the reality is that there's not enough immigration judges for all the cases to be heard. Instead of having 900 immigration judges throughout a whole country of 50 states, we need to have 900 immigration judges per state. How can we get that accomplished? That's the next question, okay? And the problem is we can't unite all the brown influencers together anyways, because all the brown influencers will throw shit at each other like red and blue, or Palestine, Israel, or this or that, ICE, La Migra, whatever you want to call it, and throw out these names. They rather name call than unite. That's the honest truth about a lot of your favorite brown influencers, okay? You don't ever hear them talking about unity, which we need the power in order to make these changes. Now that they've gotten almost $200 billion in tariffs, they grabbed, I think there was like 50 billion of that money and opened up WIC. They've been paying WIC, they've been paying EBT, and they've been paying the military with the money from the tariffs. I know you don't hear that on mainstream news because, again, if they don't like the fucking president, they're going to shit on him for 4 years. And I don't give a fuck who you voted for. Just like I don't give a shit who you go to bed with. That's not my business, okay? I'm just here to give you the pinchy facts, right? They got that money. WIC is open. EBT is open. There's no inflation. Interest rates have not gone down for 2 months in a row. So now my phone is blowing up. Your boy's busy. But Joe Rogan is talking about ICE. I just wanted to go ahead and bring it up because he says it's fucked up, and I do think that's fucked up. And the sad reality of it is, just like the Trevino brothers, they're in Texas. They beat down the dude that touched their sister. That was the stepdad, okay? After the dude does his time, which is 10 years, okay, the main one, the one that had the brass knuckles, the Trevino brother that had the brass knuckles, he's probably going to have an ICE detainer, because he wasn't born here. So we can't hear all these cases case by case basis because there's no time. There's no nothing. And then Bill Clinton, people are going to get mad when I say this. They're going to get mad when go ahead and fact check this, cabrones. Bill Clinton, I think it was like in 1996, he passed a law and it's still enacted. It was either a law or it was an amendment to a law. And that was to expedite the process of deportations. So basically, Bill Clinton in 1996 says, let's take away due process. And that's still law right now. So when you're talking about people aren't getting their due process, how can every single case be heard? Especially in the last 4 years when they don't even know. They're estimating 11 to 15 million people crossed. They're estimating, but it could easily have been 30 to 50 million people are here. And hey, if you like that because you're a humanitarian for, no borders or whatever, you do you. I'm cool with it. Whatever. Just don't fuck with me and my 4. How about that? But with all of them coming over here, it's like, this is not sustainable. So the migra's working overtime. And what I'm hearing is that it's not even 10% Mexicans. I mean, it doesn't matter who, right? You know, I'm not trying to say one raza is better than another, but it's not even 10% Mexicans that are being caught up because it mostly wasn't Mexicans coming over the border. In Mexico, the people that love the simple life of Mexico, they don't want to come to the United States. You need to get this out of your head that everyone from Mexico is trying to come to the United States. Everyone from Mexico is not trying to come to the United States. Maybe they see the internet and all the internet bullshit happening and they're like, why the hell would I want to go over there? And some of us at just post nothing but negativity every single day. What kind of picture are we painting for the people in Mexico? Shit, they don't want to come over there if that's what they think it is. But then they come over here, chambean, they find out the field workers, they find the labor laws that passed. Like in 2010, there was new labor laws that passed. Now the field workers can get overtime, double time. They don't flat rate them for 60, 70 hours a week no more. They're buying houses now. I'm glad I was there when all that got passed, man, celebrating with Los Campesinos. But again, not to beat a dead horse, Joe Rogan's talking about ICE. Hey, he's the biggest podcast in the world, and people are going to listen to Joe Rogan. How about that? We're going to end it with this one. It's 8:30.
Young Puerto Rican rappers, when they said nigga back then, I didn't take offense to it. But now that I'm older, I'm like, I kind of like notice it. Maybe I don't take offense to it, but I notice it. Is that a problem with you guys? Like when you see a young 18-year-old saying nigga, 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 and he's Mexican, and technically he's not a nigga.
For me, it don't offend me. I don't let words offend me.
Okay.
I mean, if it was to offend me, it would have to be said, nigger.
With the ER. With the ER.
But at the same time, I still don't let words offend me.
Right.
Me, personally. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So it don't bother me, you know what I'm saying? But the ER might bother me some.
Okay.
I'm going to have to agree. I'm not going to let it bother me per se. It's not appropriate, but the thing is, like how you say, they might be in a nigga environment.
Yeah.
And I can't get mad at them because somebody else been calling them nigga a whole lot.
Yeah, that's
so
a good
you ain't gonna call a motherfucker a nigga unless you been getting called that shit. And it was probably like, damn, I'm a nigga. And it's probably the norm for that person until they get to somewhere where the norm is getting fucked up for saying that shit.
Because what I'm noticing is people who are not black,
they've adopted it.
Yeah, they adopted it way more than black people.
Yeah.
And I at first was like, I was cool with it, but I'm not no more.
Right.
The young Mexican rappers say nigga a lot.
All right. This is coming from Revolt. We got a couple. This is on of another popular podcast. Shout out to them. It's called Drink Champs. So shout out to Drink Champs right there. With special guest, it was Little Flip. So that's Little Flip from Texas. I think that was the second guy that talked right now. I wanna express something with what Little Flip said. It's very, very powerful. You might have missed it, cabrones. It might have went right over your pinchy head right now. What he said is that he's gonna say it. I don't let words offend me. That's so good right there. That's so good because there's so many people that are living powerless lives. Powerless lives. What do I mean powerless lives? I mean, since they have buttons and triggers, if you have a button and if you have a trigger, that means an emotion, a person, or something someone says will steal your power, will steal your emotions, will steal your energy. I gave that up a long time ago. I'll tell you a story. In juvenile hall, I got into more fights over one word than anything. And the word was when they talked about my mom. And I think it was like one of those, things that if someone wanted to run a fade, you would just talk about someone's mom. And that was it. I've seen it happen so many times. I got into countless, 4 or 5 or whatever. Not countless, but 4 or 5. But it was the word mom. Talking about my mom was a trigger for a lot of years. It was such a trigger that I remember even getting into schoolyard fights in elementary school over the same shit. You know what I mean? And so that was a trigger. And once I realized it was a trigger, I take it away. These are all buttons that we're wearing. Boom, they hit that trigger. Boom, you're an emotional wreck. Being controlled by whoever triggered you. You're an emotional wreck. You don't have balance. You don't have control over your emotions, right? So I like what Little Flip said. He goes, hey, words don't offend me. They won't because I keep control of that. But he said if they say the N-word, which obviously is with the hard N-word, he has a problem with that. So again, on Drink Champs, they just brought about Mexicans, Chicanos, Latinos, whoever, anyone that's black saying the N-word. I'm going to give you my 2 cents right now as we end this thing on this topic right here. Do me a favor, hit that pinchy like, hit the share also as well. And then when the video's up, when the live is up, there's a new button on YouTube called the hype button. It's just like a like button, but it'll help the video get into the algorithm even faster if you hit the hype button. Do me a favor, man. Once this video posts, go back on the feed, go back on the stream. When you see it inside your feed, hit that hype button and hype the pinche video, por favor, man. Yeah, so the thing is, in Salinas, we're considered Northern California. Yes, we are. We are actually center of California. We're like right on the equator. Like if you divide California in half with a ruler, like measure it, and wherever the halfway point is, that's where Salinas. But still, since it's on top of the 805, they consider it Northern California. Even though around here, we call each other, it's the Central Coast. That's what I heard a lot of in the 90s. But the youngsters now, it's a whole different generation. They're using different terms. When I came up, which was in the 90s, I never heard anyone Mexican say that word. Back then was still, we had Death Row and we had all the sounds that were just booming on the streets, right? RBL Posse, Juice, Northern California, Southern California, all the rap. But you didn't see that too much. Now, so if someone said that in Salinas, it would be a showstopper. It would stop the party. It would be an immediate issue. And I will say this to this day, I still don't agree with anyone that's not from a culture to adapt something that doesn't belong to your culture. It could actually be seen as disrespect as well. So 1, I'm not used to it. 2, I don't agree with any youngsters saying it, but the youngsters are going to do what they do. It's the youngsters now. The youngsters got the baton. They're running with it. They're holding it down. They're doing what they does, cuz. So I'm not telling the youngsters what to do. Absolutely not. But the youngsters do it. Do I agree with it? No. But because I don't agree with it, they might call me an older head. And that's okay. Call me an older head all you want. I came up from a time where that was seen as disrespectful and not a part of our culture. But I'm not one of these ones that trying to box up the youngsters and tell them, don't do this, don't do that. Absolutely not. Obviously, I'm not in the rap scene. So, hey, just keep pushing it, man. Shout out to Chugs the Loke. Shout out to Tito Lokes. Shout out to all the rappers from the 831. They already know what it is. So Little Flip says, hey, words don't offend me. And the last guy, I think his name was Zero. The last guy that commented on this said, hey, maybe they'll say it until they get into an environment. Well, they'll get effed up for saying it. And that reminds me of a video that GB did. GB did a video. He was in Merced. Shout out to GB from Merced. Man, it's one of the hottest Northern California rappers. GB got bars on top of bars on top of bars. And he said that in a video, I'll end it with this, you guys, and then we'll get into some of the comments, and then we'll wrap it up for Monday night to get this pinche semana started the right way with Chicano reactions. GB said he said the word a lot. And then he said he hit the county jail and got around individuals that were, again, this is street shit. This is all, street shit. Got around individuals that were on a higher street level and we're giving them street game, and says we don't say that for X, Y, and Z. And what they told him, X, Y, and Z, some of the things that I said, disrespectful, not our culture. Other things could be seen as whatever. He took it at face value, and he doesn't say it no more. That doesn't mean all the youngsters got to stop. A lot of the youngsters, when they rap, they probably just use it as a fill word. I don't know. But the ones that aren't rappers that are saying it, that does sound corny, in my opinion. It just sounds corny. I think, we had young OTR in the comment section. OTR, gracias for not speaking negative on Lefty Gunplay. Absolutely not. Why would we speak negative, bro? It's like, I grew up on respect, cabron. It's like, we gotta set the example over to the youngsters. You don't just start shitting on people and disrespecting people because you got a pinchy podcast and a microphone. Absolutely not. And actually, it's the opposite. I wish that young man to succeed so much, to smash through ceilings like Jenny 6ix9ine and all that stuff. And I didn't agree with people posting videos if that's him. I don't even think it's him in that video. I'm just going to keep it a buck. I don't even think it's Lefty in that video because nowadays there's AI and anything can be generated. And that is fucked up for someone to dry snitch and put a video like that on the internet. But anyways, I heard Lefty Gunplay say, no, he doesn't say that word, and he got that from his older big homies. Same schooling. He got the same schooling as GB, and he's just applying it. That doesn't mean anyone else has to do it. Absolutely not. We're in a free country. You do you, cabron. As we're talking about it, just because it's a podcast talking point, I'm going to give you my 2 cents, man. That's just what it is, man. In Salinas, the youngsters don't do that. They don't say it. They don't do hood vlogs. It's a little bit different around here, just a little bit different. All right, you guys, let's go back into some of the comments, man. I'm going to wrap it up. It's Monday night. I'm going to take the phone number off. Si no quieres llamar, pues the phone number is coming off right there. And we're going to wrap this one up. Young OTR, that's right. Young OTR, appreciate you, cabrón. That's right, man. Death Row says, trucha ice con la migra. Yeah, bro, it's my own dad is taken several times. I mean, people think they just jump on the channel. They think I don't know shit. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've seen my own dad get taken a couple times, you know, in 3 years at a time. Last one was like 5 years. I didn't see him until I was engaged to get married. He went away. He went to the feds my whole high school life. And it was La Migra. La Migra took him. And again, it was his own choices and actions, but he just, you know, he never wanted to get his papers like moms did, and it was what it was. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to make it, oh, this La Migra, this, and it's like the hill to die on, bro, because they want to make it a revolution. I get it. It sounds cool and stuff like that. But how about taking the necessary steps to enact real change? No one wants to do that. But they just want to share memes, but no one wants to talk about solutions, how we can get to a solution. But people want to share memes. I get it, man. 100%. Let's make it United States, 1996. Homes were 120. Yeah, that's right, cabron. I remember that market too. I was doing bad at that time, cabron. 96, I caught a shooting way. Members only story, cabron. Members only story on that one. Okay, that was one of the lessons from The Godfather is having absolutely. Do you remember that? I like what Lifestyles of the Broken Homeless just said right there. One of the lessons from The Godfather was how to control your emotions. Because what did he tell Sonny? Never let your enemy know what you're thinking. Huge lesson. But what happened to Sonny? They set him up, man. He got so triggered, and you could say rightly so. We're not saying Sonny was wrong when his brother-in-law put hands on his sister. Again, we're not saying it's wrong. He had a trigger. There could have been ways to go about that wouldn't have cost Sonny his life. That motherfucker right there, he could have disappeared. They could have sent him with, what's his name? The one, leave the cannoli. No, bring the cannoli. Remember that one? When they blast him in the back of the head when he's inside the car. That dude could have disappeared, bro. But it would take the Godfather's Clecha to go about it that way, or Michael had the same wisdom, the Clecha. Wisdom also to go about it that way, but not Sonny, man. The hot head, the emotional heads, they're very unstable. They're just like a roller coaster, man. They blow with the wind. They'll turn on their phone, get pissed off 1 second, then they'll turn off the phone, then they'll turn on their phone the next second and be all happy for whatever the fuck they see on their phone. I don't live like my life like that, man. And first of all, nothing on the phone is that important anyway, so it is what it is. The Migos, that's right. Death Row Records, shout out. That's right, Chicanos with everyone, man. I've seen a couple Latinos get jammed up by the brothers for using the word. It will happen. It's not our lane. We got to get our own lane. Again, it's crossing over cultures. I mean, you know, things can cross over cultures, but there's some things that belong to cultures, bro. That word does not belong to us, bro. Just like I'm going to give you an analogy. Mexican food, bro. Tacos, pinche quesadilla de pastor, sopes, tortas, enchiladas. Other cultures can make Mexican food. Absolutely. That's not just ours, right? Make it all you want. But that doesn't belong to you, really. If someone needs to claim that, the pinche taco belongs to us. Plus, when you start making tacos with hard shells and carne molida, I mean, that's a fucking joke. But I mean, it's not a taco. When they post online, look at I'm making tacos tonight. Once it's ground beefs and hard shell tacos, it's a wrap. It's not a taco. All right, you guys. I'm out live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. Do me a favor, man. That's all I ask. Nothing. I'll never ask anything ever other than you hit the like, or you hit next to the like is the chinga tu madre button. You don't have to super thanks, but now they got a new button. It's called the hype button. Do me a favor, man. Hype up the video, man. We talked about Fooville. We got the boxing reaction to the fight in Fooville. It was a good fight. We got to support Chicano brands. Got to start getting that pinchy tribalism out of our fucking blood. You know what I mean? The only one we don't fuck with here are always going to be weirdos and sympathizers and creeps. That's the only thing. If you're not a weirdo, sympathizers and creeps, like the paperwork that came out on that pendejo, well, I can't fuck with you if you can't be out in public. I mean, for the rest of your life, you can't be out in public because you did what you did. So now you got the computer. The computer is your best friend. It is what it is. Live on the computer, I guess, right? We talked about American Cholo's tribute. That was, to me, was the moment of redemption in all his tenure. But he's not going anywhere. He's still here. I'm not saying he's disappeared. We talked about Lefty Gunplay. We talked about the Trevino brothers and a little bit of everything. But you guys, I'm out. I'm going to tap back in with the familia. Live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. Do me a favor, help me out, gente. How about this? If you're brown, hit the like button. Come on. You should run those likes up now, cabrones. 40% of California, mostly Chicanos. Run those likes up. But shout out to everyone else. Shout out to los Americanos. Shout out to the Africanos. Shout out to the Güeros, Chinese, all that shit, man. Nothing but love coming from your boy Mikey and Miss Chicano Tube. You guys, I'm out. Remember what I always say? Remember what I always say. In the end, all you got is the memories.